Good morning, children.
Good morning.
Second period, I've seen most of you are missing. This happens. Anyways, whenever you're not there for a class, just see once what was done. What is the difference between macro and micronutrients?
Macronutrients are present in large amount and micronutrients are present in small amount.
Otherwise, it's correct, Piche, but only required in. Okay, required in large amounts by the plant. See, this we had done. I told you how to prepare these notes, which I have my handmade notes of this chapter. I'll post it once I finish the chapter. Don't worry. But I had told you how to prepare. Criteria of essentiality, macronutrients, micronutrients. We had done about all these: calcium, magnesium, manganese, copper, boron. We have to do this. For this, I told you how to prepare notes. If not, then I'll be posting my notes. You can see in that as well. Just 1 second. Let's see this. Deficiency symptoms of essential elements. Okay, please read this paragraph. Let me discuss with you. Deficiency symptoms quickly. First, we'll discuss this, and then later I'll be sharing my notes. You can keep them for your reference as it is, or you can prepare your own. You people read, we'll discuss. Yes, Beta, have you read? Should we discuss? What are symptoms? What are deficiency symptoms? What do you mean by deficiency symptom? Come on, children, if we'll not speak, then how will we study? What do you mean by deficiency symptoms? Those signs or those indications.
Morphological changes which are indicative of certain element deficiencies are called deficiency symptoms.
Okay, very good. See, when we talk about in common language, we basically mean those symptoms or those signs which are visible when there's a deficiency of something. Even in human beings, we've seen this. We have deficiency symptoms. Whitening of nails. This is a symptom of deficiency. Okay. Pain in the bones. Again, is a deficiency which shows that there's a deficiency of iron. So all these signs which indicate that yes, the body is lacking something is what we call as deficiency symptoms. Now, how do we get to know that the body is lacking in something? There is a minimum amount which is needed by all organisms of every element. If we get less than that particular amount also, then a person is suffering from deficiency symptoms. That minimum amount is called critical concentration. It is called critical concentration because below which, if this concentration goes below this sign, then the situation becomes critical. That is why this is known as critical concentration. See, even for plants, the concentration of elements below which plant growth gets retarded. The plant growth is not normal. This is what we call as critical concentration. So remember, the element is needed. Supposing some element is needed 2 grams in a month. And this is a minimum amount. And if a plant is getting even less than 2 grams, then it will start showing these symptoms. And this 2 grams, that is a minimum amount which is needed, is what we call as critical concentration. We know that one element has more than one functions. Yesterday, when we did macro elements, we were doing, we saw that each element has 3 or 4 functions in a plant. Now, supposing one element is not there or it is less in amount, then plants will start showing certain kind of changes. These changes, they indicate very clearly that yes, there is a deficiency of this particular element in this plant. And these changes or these symptoms are what we call as deficiency symptoms. These changes in the plant, which are visible as soon as the amount of a mineral decreases or is not available, you call them as, what we call them as deficiency symptoms. What are they called, Bacha? They are called deficiency symptoms. Now see, very clearly, we are going to read how do they affect beta. Very quickly, we are tell me. It may eventually lead to the death of the plant. Now, first, the plant will show symptoms that yes, I'm sick, I need this element. And if manure, fertilizer, something is not done, that particular concentration element is not being provided, then gradually what will happen is it will lead to the death of the element. If you give it in the form of some fertilizer or something, then the plant will be able to recover. Otherwise, it will lead to the death of the plant. Now, the parts of the plants that show the deficiency symptoms also depend upon the mobility of the element in the plant. Now, these symptoms will be visible in the leaves or the stems or the roots, depends upon the mobility of the element. That means that particular element, if I'm talking about the deficiency of magnesium or calcium or phosphorus, then where does it go in the plant? Mobility of the element. Understand this with the help of an example. See, for elements that are actively mobilized within the plant and exported to young developing tissues, there are some elements which move in the plant very comfortably. Okay. And then they are transported to which tissues? Young tissues only. So deficiency symptoms will first appear in the older tissues. Why? Because first they go to the older ones and then they are stored in the younger ones. See this example, this one example. The deficiency symptoms of nitrogen, potassium, and magnesium, they are visible first in senescent leaves. What are senescent leaves? Old leaves. So if there's a deficiency for these elements, you will first have the symptoms in the old leaf. In the older leaves, all the biomolecules which contain these elements are broken down, making these elements available for mobilizing the younger ones. And why is this happening? Because the plant has a very good backup system. Now it knows that these leaves are senescent, they're old leaves, and very soon they're going to die. So what does the plant do? whatever minerals were stored in these old leaves, it starts breaking these big biomolecules into these elements and starts sending it to the younger leaves so that the younger leaves do not undergo deficiency. That is the reason why the deficiency symptoms are first visible in the older ones. Although we know that the extra amount which was stored, it was stored in the form of biomolecules, was stored in the older ones, the senescent leaves. But what system the plant takes up? The plant immediately when there's a deficiency, it starts taking elements from the senescent leaves, old leaves, because it knows the old leaves are going to shut down. So no point of having minerals there. And it starts transferring it to the young leaves. So the symptoms will first be available in which leaves? The older leaves only. The deficiency symptoms tend to appear first in the young tissues. Whenever see, this was the first case. This is the second case. Sometimes you will find deficiency symptoms in the young tissues. And when does this happen? When the elements are immobile and are not transported out of the mature organs. This case will happen, beta, when the elements are immobile, they are not transported. So from the senescent leaves or mature organs, we cannot transport them to younger leaves. So first, the younger leaves will die because in the older ones, we have a storage. For example, elements like sulfur and calcium, they are a part of the structural component of the cells, hence are not easily released. These are not easily transported. Sulfur and calcium. This aspect of mineral nutrition of plants is of great significance and importance to agriculture and horticulture. Now tell me very quickly now. Give me examples of elements where if there is a deficiency, it will be first shown in the old leaves. Senescent leaves. Tell me quickly. Deficiency?
Nitrogen, potassium, magnesium.
Yes, because these elements are mobile or immobile. Tell me, children, so many of you not are. These are mobile elements. Which kind of elements are these?
Mobile.
Mobile.
Mobile elements. And they're mainly stored in the form of biomolecules. In which kind of leaves? Young leaves or old leaves?
Old
Stored.
leaves.
Old
Old
leaves.
leaves.
What is the word we use for old leaves?
Senescent leaves.
Yes, because senescent is a word which is used for old age. Even in human beings, we use this word, senescent age. So senescent leaves. Senescent leaves already have a amount of this, but these mobile elements are mobile. So the plant starts sending these elements to which kind of leaves?
Young leaves.
Young leaves. So young leaves are getting the elements or the minerals. So symptoms will first be visible in which kind of leaves?
Older leaves.
Very good, older leaves. However, there are some elements which are not mobile. For example, we just did two.
Sulfur and calcium.
So are they mobile? Can they be transported from the old leaves to young leaves?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Very good. They cannot be transported. That is why the young leaves will not get this. Even there's a deficiency, the young leaves are not going to get these elements. So you will see the visible symptoms of deficiency in which kind of leaves? First, younger leaves or old leaves? Peter, if you've not understood, tell me, I'll tell you once again. Okay, listen once again, I'm telling you. The symptoms are visible in different plants in different cases. Okay. There are some elements where what happens is you will see the deficiency elements, deficiency symptoms in old leaves first. This happens in the case of those elements which are mobile. Understand why this happens now? All the extra elements become big molecules which are known as biomolecules. They're big molecules and they are stored in old leaves, the mature leaves. Now, whenever there is a deficiency, what does the plant do? The plant knows that these leaves are senescent leaves. They're going to shut down in a few days. So all the elements would be wasted. They will be of no use for the tree now or the plant. What the plant does is, as soon as there is a deficiency, it starts breaking those biomolecules, starts releasing those elements, and starts sending it to the younger leaves now. So the younger leaves do not experience any deficiency because now they're getting a supply not from the soil, but they're getting a supply of those nutrients from the senescent leaves. These minerals can easily be transported. So they're transported from the senescent or the old leaves to the young leaves. So young leaves are not experiencing any deficiency of that particular element. First, they were getting it from the soil. Now they're getting it from the older leaves, the senescent leaves. So the younger leaves are not having a deficiency. They will not show any symptoms. However, these minerals are being transported from the senescent leaves to the younger leaves. So who is going to show the symptoms? The senescent leaves, the older leaves are going to show the symptoms. But elements like calcium, they're not easily transported. You cannot transport them easily in a plant. So even if we have a storage of this in the senescent leaves, they cannot be sent to the younger leaves when there is a deficiency. So these old leaves already have a good storage. So no point showing these symptoms. Which symptoms? Deficiency symptoms. Then who is going to show these symptoms visible? Younger leaves or older leaves? Who will show the symptoms? Young leaves or old leaves, children? If the element is not mobile,
Young leaves.
the young leaves. So whether the symptoms will be visible in the old leaves or young leaves depends on what? Just now we
Mobility
discussed.
of elements.
Very good.
Mobility of elements.
The mobility of elements. Give me two examples of elements which are mobile.
Nitrogen and potassium.
Nitrogen and potassium.
So they are transported from which leaves to which leaves?
Old leaves to young leaves.
Good. Very good. Give me two examples of elements which are not mobile.
Sulfur and calcium.
Yes, sulfur and calcium. They're not mobile. Where are they stored? Which leaves? Young leaves or old leaves?
Old leaves.
Old leaves. But they're not mobile, so they will not reach the younger leaves. So the symptoms will be visible where?
Younger leaves.
Young leaves. I hope it is clear that whether the symptom will be, now you see a plant supposing anywhere, and you see the wilting, the chlorosis, the necrosis, all these symptoms of deficiency, which I'll be telling you right now, are visible in the younger leaves. So immediately you should understand that there's a deficiency of which elements? Calcium or?
Sulfur.
Yes. And if you see the chlorosis is taking place in the mature leaves, the old leaves, then that means what is happening? Deficiency of which element is possible?
Then deficiency of
Nitrogen, potassium, magnesium.
Yes or not? Children, have you seen yellow leaves or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
This
ma'am.
yellowing of leaves takes place because of deficiency of chlorophyll. And the word used for this deficiency symptom is called chlorosis. Is it okay for everybody? Chlorosis shows that there's a deficiency of what?
Chlorophyll.
Okay. And how will you get to know the leaves will become what?
Yellow.
Yellow.
Now come to the second word, necrosis. Whenever some tissue of a plant or a cell dies, there can be two causes of the death. Either some disease is there or some injury. Some naughty person comes, breaks the leaf, touches the leaf, rolls the leaf, and the leaf tissues die or the cell die. So the death of a cell or a tissue is taking place either due to disease or due to injury. Then the word is necrosis. Is it okay for everybody? What is the word we use? Necrosis. Stunted plant growth. The growth is not normal. The plant remains to be a dwarf. छोटा रह जाता है. Premature fall of leaves and buds. Leaves should fall after a certain age when they become senescent. But sometimes what happens is young leaves, they fall down. And buds before becoming flowers and fruits, they also fall down. This is called premature fall of leaves and buds. There are certain rose bushes which have this problem. Buds are there, but buds never become flowers. They fall down before becoming flowers. This is called premature fall of leaves and buds. Inhibition of cell division. Cell division is not normal, it slows down. All of these are deficiency symptoms. What are these, beta? They are all deficiency symptoms. Let us discuss one by one all the deficiency symptoms. Which is the first deficiency symptom we discussed?
Chlorosis.
Chlorosis.
Chlorosis. When does chlorosis take place in a plant? When there is a deficiency of what?
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. And so how will you get to know that this plant is undergone chlorosis?
Leaves
Leaf will
become
become
yellow.
yellow.
Leaves become yellow. What is the second deficiency symptom we have done?
Necrosis.
Necrosis.
Necrosis. So you should know the difference between chlorosis and necrosis. Now tell me, what is necrosis?
When the plant died due to any injury or disease.
Very good, very good. That is what we call as necrosis. So don't get confused between the words chlorosis and necrosis. Chlorosis is because of the internal mechanism. We don't have any role in this. From outside, we are not damaging the plant. So that is chlorosis. And now we come to necrosis. Tell me more. Third symptom, very quickly. What is the third symptom? Third deficiency symptom.
Stunted plant growth.
Stunted plant growth. That means the plant growth is not normal. The plant will remain a dwarf. Which is the next word?
Premature fall of leaves and buds.
Very good. Premature fall of leaves. What does that mean?
Falling of leaves and buds.
Mhm. Leaves and buds, they fall down before time. This is premature. Before they become mature, they fall down. Okay, next. Next is quickly, beta. Most of you are asleep in the first class or what? Jaldi bole. Come on, good children.
Inhibition of cell division.
Yes. Inhibition, inhibit. That means it slows down. The normal process is slowing down. That is what we call as inhibition. Very quickly now. How many symptoms you have done for deficiency? Chlorosis. Tell me. One was chlorosis. Second was?
Necrosis.
Very good. Then?
Stunted plant growth.
Very good. Next.
Premature fall of
Premature
leaves
fall of
and
leaves
buds.
and buds.
Okay, fine. So we said what are deficiency symptoms and which part of a plant will show deficiency symptom is also depends upon the mobility now. See this. Chlorosis is the loss of chlorophyll leading to yellowing in leaves. This is caused by the deficiency of all these elements. Let me see how many you can name. What is this? N?
Nitrogen,
What is
Nitrogen,
very good? What is K?
potassium,
potassium,
Good. What about Mg?
magnesium,
Good. S?
sulfur,
sulfur,
Fe?
iron,
Mn?
manganese,
Manganese. Good. Zn?
zinc,
zinc,
And Mo?
molybdenum,
Very good. This is molybdenum. All these elements, if there is a deficiency, then the plant will show with deficiency symptom, children.
chlorosis,
Chlorosis. Okay, it will show chlorosis. Likewise, necrosis, which I have already told you, death of tissue, particularly the left tissues, is due to deficiency of Ca. What is Ca?
calcium,
calcium,
Mg, you already told me. Cu?
copper,
copper,
Yes. And K, you told potassium. Lack or low level of NKS, molybdenum causes an inhibition of cell division. Which element out of all these elements I just now discussed causes inhibition of cell division? Molybdenum. Which one will cause inhibition of cell division?
molybdenum,
molybdenum,
See, the first symptom was chlorosis, and we had so many elements which lead to chlorosis. Necrosis, we have four mainly: calcium, magnesium, copper, and potassium. But inhibition of cell division is mainly caused by which element?
molybdenum,
There's one more problem which occurs if there's a deficiency of molybdenum, that is delay in the flowering. If the amount of molybdenum in a plant is low, the flowers, normally if a plant starts flowering after 6 months, it will flower after 10 months or 11 months. This is called delay in flowering. This is also caused by deficiency of molybdenum. So we have seen that the deficiency of any element can cause multiple symptoms. If I say, give me an example to prove that deficiency of one element symptoms, you can give any example. The easiest one is molybdenum. Deficiency of molybdenum will also cause what in cell division? Tell me two things which deficiency of molybdenum
inhibition
can
of
cause. Yes, inhibition of
cell division,
cell division. Very good. Similarly, it can also lead to delay in
flowering,
flowering. Or you can give the example of magnesium. Okay. Magnesium causes both, deficiency of magnesium causes both chlorosis and necrosis. So these are the two examples you should give. First, you can easily give for molybdenum that if the concentration is low, it can lead to more than one symptoms. You can easily give me the examples of this. Tell me two things deficiency of molybdenum can lead to.
it causes inhibition of
inhibition of cell division and delay flowering,
Good. And deficiency of magnesium can cause which symptoms?
chlorosis and necrosis.
Okay, chlorosis and necrosis. Before I move on to toxicity of micronutrients, everybody knows that water deficiency symptoms? Yes or no?
yes, ma'am,
Okay. Everybody even knows that when they will be visible in older leaves and when they will be visible in younger leaves?
Yes, ma'am.
yes, ma'am,
Whether they will be visible in younger leaves or older leaves depends on what?
Mobility of elements,
mobility of,
Okay. We all remember the names, that which elements are mobile, which ones are not mobile easily. And that is why the symptoms available are. Then we said what all deficiency symptoms are there. We did chlorosis, necrosis, and then we did about each element. That is, yes, this element is going to cause this kind of deficiency symptom. Beta, toxicity of micronutrients. What is toxicity? What do you mean by toxicity? Who will tell me what is toxicity? Bachi, what do you mean by toxicity? Yes, what is toxicity?
Ma'am, increase in level of toxins.
Very good. And what are toxins?
Ma'am, harmful substances or poisonous substances.
Very good. See, micronutrients, we know we have already done, they're required in very low amounts. But their moderate decrease causes the deficiency symptoms and moderate increase causes toxicity. Now, these micronutrients, na, ये बहुत typical होते हैं बेटा. Although they are required in very, very low amounts, but they are very important. Even if they're required in very low amounts, they're very important. Why? Because thoda sa bhi, if the amount decreases, immediately deficiency symptoms are visible. And if their amount increases, moderate increase also, then this causes toxicity in the plants. Which nutrients am I talking about? Macro or micro?
Micro.
Micro. They are very, very typical elements, although we need them in very small amount. But if we, supposing I just need 2 milligrams for the plant in the entire month, and I'm getting 1 milligram, immediately deficiency symptoms will come up. But in case of 2 milligrams, if I'm getting 4, then also there is going to be a problem. What will be caused in the plant, children?
Toxicity.
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 Very good. There is a narrow range of concentration at which the elements are optimum. There is a range at which elements work the maximum, somewhere between 2 milligrams to 5 milligrams. Okay, supposing I'm just giving you an example that there is a range. 2 milligrams से नीचे जाते ही deficiency symptoms. 5 milligram को cross करते ही toxicity. This is the case with which elements? Macro or micro?
Micro. Micro.
Very
Micro.
Good. Any mineral ion concentration in the tissue that reduces the dry weight of the tissues by about 10% is considered to be toxic. Understand this line? Supposing we are talking about the concentration of ions in tissues, in dry weight tissues. Dry weight means when all the water is removed from the tissue, that is called the dry weight of tissues. Dry weight. By about 10% is considered toxic. Supposing a plant needs 100 milligrams. So what is 10% of 100?
10.
10. So if the deficiency or the amount which the plant is getting is 90, how much deficiency we are talking about? Reduced by how much percent? 10%. From 100, if it is getting 9%, 90, immediately it will become toxic. Understand this? If you're talking about the concentration of ions in dry weight tissues, then decrease. This reduces the dry weight of tissues by 10%. How much percent reduce? 10%. It is called, it will become toxic. 1%, 2%, 3% tak chal jayega. But if the decrease is somewhere between around 10%, then it becomes toxic. Such critical concentrations vary widely among different micronutrients, but the value of how much percent it is going to be depends upon different nutrients. The toxicity symptoms are difficult to identify. See, beta, we could identify which kind of symptoms. We could identify which symptoms? Deficiency symptoms, but it is very, very difficult to identify which symptoms? Toxicity symptoms. We said chlorosis, necrosis, they are all which symptoms?
Deficiency.
Yes, they're deficiency symptoms. So was it easy to identify them? Were they visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. But the problem with these toxicity symptoms are that they are difficult to identify. So we should know the difference between which symptoms, deficiency symptoms, and which symptoms am I talking about now?
Toxicity symptoms.
Yes, very good. Deficiency symptoms, the first difference is it could be caused by the deficiency of a macro or a micronutrient, but toxicity symptoms or toxicity is caused by the deficiency of which nutrients?
Micronutrients.
Very good. Micronutrients. Deficiency symptoms are easily visible, but toxicity symptoms are not easily visible. You cannot easily see them, beta. Toxicity level for any element also varies many a times excess of an element may inhibit the uptake of another element. This is again very complicating. Sometimes what happens is, if there's an excess of one element, the plant stops taking the other element. So it starts lacking in the other element. One amount exceeding the level of one decreases the amount of the other automatically. How does this happen? Because there is an excess of element in one, so the uptake of another inhibits. Absorption of other elements automatically decreases down. For example, the prominent symptom of manganese toxicity is the appearance of brown spots surrounded by chlorotic veins. Now, this is one symptom which is visible. It's a toxicity symptom, but it's visible. What deficiency of which one? We are talking about what example? Tell me, toxicity caused by what?
Magnesium.
Which element we are talking about, children?
Manganese.
Yes. What happens in this? See, understand this, bache. Listen. Symptoms of manganese toxicity is the appearance of which kind of spots?
Brown spots.
Yes, brown spots. So you'll have brown spots. This is a very important question which has often come in your NEET exams. Okay, many times you will see the question is appearance of brown spots surrounded by chlorotic veins is a prominent toxicity symbol of which element? The options given were manganese, molybdenum, magnesium, and zinc. Okay. So whenever I read lines from NCERT, take them seriously. Yes, tell me. This, for example, the prominent symptom of which toxicity we were talking about? Which element
Manganese.
causes manganese? Please remember, if you'll check out important questions for NEET in this chapter, you will find this question. So you have brown spots and chlorotic veins. Chlorotic veins is, you know, veins in a leaf. You know what are veins in a leaf?
Yes, ma'am.
So if these veins become yellow, yellowing happens of the leaves, then this is what we call as, what is this called? Chlorotic veins. Like we had the word chlorosis, yellowing of leaves. So yellowing of the veins, the word is chlorotic veins. So tell me, bache, very quickly, the same question I'm repeating, which we had in the NEET exam. Appearance of brown spots surrounded by chlorotic veins is a prominent toxicity symptom of?
Manganese.
Very good. It is important to know that manganese competes with iron and magnesium for uptake and with magnesium for binding with enzymes. Now there's a lot of competition. If there's excess of manganese, what will happen? Iron and magnesium intake will automatically decrease in a plant. Just now I told you this line, that sometimes excess of an element inhibits the uptake of another element. So here there's a competition